Welcome to More Than Your Infertility podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Dillon Snyder, IVF mindset coach and IVF mom. Just like you, I know the impact riding the emotional roller coaster of infertility has on your life and how easy it is to be consumed by it. And I plan to support you, remind you, and teach you how to be more than your infertility while you're in the wait for your baby. If going through infertility is harder than you thought, taking longer than you thought, and impacting your emotional well-being, you're in the right spot. So no more waiting. Let's get started with this week's episode.
When everything feels out of your control, which often happens during the infertility journey, it's easy to find yourself overwhelmed. The sense that life is spinning wildly with your dreams of conceiving hanging in the balance can be paralyzing. So today, we will explore a way to regain control in a situation that feels uncontrollable, infertility. And side note, you can apply this to any situation that feels this way. In fact, I'm doing it right now by pre-recording this podcast, as I will be at the ASRM conference with a ton of the best infertility doctors and specialists in New Orleans right before this comes out. And with all that's happening in the world right now and planning for a trip, I noticed I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and like life is out of control. So I did what I'm sharing with you today. And one of the things that came out of me going through this process was pre-recording this episode. So here you go. Feeling like life is out of control is a common complaint among those on the infertility journey, and it frequently leads to feelings of frustration and hopelessness. The best thing to do is recognize that you are thinking life is out of your control or that you're feeling helpless, and then understand how it impacts our daily lives. Later, I will share what to do when you find yourself in the situation. Our minds operate under a principle called confirmation bias. This means that when we fixate on a specific idea or belief, our brain begins to highlight instances that support that belief. It's like when you're in the market for a particular car and suddenly you see that car everywhere on the road, even though they were always there, it's just that now your mind recognizes them. The same principle applies to the infertility journey. If you constantly think, I have no control over this outcome, your mind will focus on circumstances that reinforce this belief. This mental habit can prevent you from recognizing the countless aspects of your life where you do have control. So let's shift the focus. Instead of dwelling on what's out of your control, ask yourself, what can I control? Take a moment to reflect on the choices you make daily and how they influence your journey and your quality of life. The list of things you can control is greater than you might think. So I want to help you start with a list of things you can control, regardless of where you are in your fertility journey, and encourage you to add to this list based on your current situation. What you can control no matter where you are on the trying to conceive journey. The first thing is following the medical instructions. You can control how closely you follow your doctor's advice and medication schedules. While this might seem like a no-brainer to you, you do have control over the self-administered shots, taking the meds as directed, and showing up for all the monitoring appointments. Your lifestyle choices. You make choices about exercise, diet, rest, exposure to toxins, fresh air, the sun, etc. And all of these will impact your overall health and well-being. While it can get easy to get out of control here, start by picking 2 things you can make an improvement on. This doesn't mean going from 0 to perfection. Instead, it means to start by getting an extra glass of water in each day, or maybe adding 2,000 steps to your daily movement, or replacing one beauty product for a more toxin-free option. Your daily habits is another thing you control. You control your media consumption, which means what you watch on TV and how much of it, the people and the accounts you follow on social media and real life. And while social has mute and unfollow buttons, you can spend less time with people in your life who drain you. You also decide how you spend your time. Are you endlessly researching for that one thing you think is missing from your protocol and looking for it on the internet? Are you spinning in worry thought cycles? Are you spending your free time doom scrolling? Or are you being productive, reaching out to people you love, watching things that make you smile and laugh? cheering yourself on for how much you've already survived and gotten through? Are you using your voice to advocate for things you care about or organizing that closet finally? Another thing you control is your self-care. Allocate time for activities that rejuvenate your mind and body. Listen, I love to get nails, hair, massages, and facials done. Those feel amazing. But there are so many ways to do self-care. Sometimes it means saying no more often. Sometimes it means slowing down. Sometimes self-care means doing a paint by number or trying something new. Putting yourself and your needs first. Filling up your cup is an area I focus on with my clients because 1, it's something that they can control. And 2, it helps them continue to show up to the shots, to try again, and to show up to their life. I encourage you to increase the amount of time you spend on taking care of you each day. I often find the people I work with don't even know what self-care they like, enjoy, or need. And if that sounds like you, I invite you to apply to work together. I'll put the link in the show notes. Next up on the things you can control is your support network. Choose the people you spend your time with and share your journey with. Everyone has different needs here, and I want you to know that if you feel like you need more than what you're getting, it does not have to be a problem. Some people are open with their infertility and get what they need from posting on social or support groups. And others want a more intimate group or even just a small few people who know what's going on and who understand all the lingo and the feelings. There are so many options out there, and coaching with me is just one of them. You'll know you're not getting what you need if you often think or say, "No one understands what I'm going through." The women I work with learn to rely less on their partners and their family and friends to do and say the right things because they are feeling supported through our work together. So remember, you can control the support network you have cultivated and created. The final area on this list to get you started is the clinic, doctor, and protocol choices. You have the power to select the clinic, the doctor, and protocol that align with your goals. There are clinics and doctors all over the world. Going to the closest is not your only option. Also, we often forget that because our doctor told us the protocol that they recommend, that we do have control to say yes or no to that. It is really powerful when you can own your choice. So instead of saying we're doing 3 IUIs and then a round of IVF because that's what the doctor ordered, you can say instead, we wanted to be parents yesterday. So after this 3rd IUI, we are choosing to go on to IVF. The list we just went over is not exhaustive, but it illustrates that you have more control over your life than you might realize or be giving yourself credit for. While it's true that a positive attitude won't guarantee success, recognizing your influence can provide a sense of empowerment and peace through the process. Reclaiming control can significantly improve your quality of life, fostering a sense of empowerment and peace. And when you acknowledge the aspects you can control, you gain a new sense of purpose and agency in your fertility journey. This shift can lead to such a big transformation in your daily life. So instead of feeling like the victim of infertility, you're now the warrior who's ready to take on the challenge. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the uncertainties, you begin to make proactive choices. By taking charge of your daily habits, you invest in your well-being, both physically and emotionally, all with your end goal in mind of becoming a parent. Focusing on what you can control provides a clear direction and a plan, and we all love a plan, don't we? By actively participating in these decisions, you enhance your involvement in your journey, you reduce feelings of helplessness and vulnerability. This newfound sense of empowerment doesn't mean that you'll avoid challenges or setbacks, but it equips you with the resilience needed to face them. You start to approach your fertility journey with a proactive, problem-solving mindset. You remind yourself that no matter the outcome, you've done everything within your control to improve your chances. The impact of recognizing the boundaries between what you can and cannot control is really powerful. It allows you to let go of the fear and anxiety that often accompanies infertility. You free yourself from the burdens of self-blame, perfectionism, and expectations, understanding that while you can't control every outcome, you can control how you respond to them. In essence, feeling empowered and at peace can lead to a life marked by a greater sense of control, intentionality, and well-being. It empowers you to make choices that enhance your quality of life, no matter the challenges you encounter in your fertility journey. Infertility can make you feel like everything is out of control, but it's essential to remember that despite what you can't control within your body, you have the ability to make choices and decisions that affect your life and overall well-being positively. You may not be able to control every aspect of your path to parenthood, but you have more power than you think over your own life and happiness. So first, become aware that you're in this place and then shift your focus. This will help you take charge of things within your control, and you will see your quality of life improve step by step. I know you can make these changes and feel better. And if you're ready to get some help to do that, I invite you to apply to work with me. The link is in the show notes. As always, remember that you are so much more than your infertility, and your life is worth living to the fullest right now, no matter the challenges you face.
Thank you for being a part of More Than Your Infertility. If today's episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it on social media or with a friend. Your support helps us reach more women on their infertility journey, empowering them to break free from the grip of infertility shame and rediscover their hope. And before we part ways, I have a small favor to ask. If you've enjoyed the podcast, kindly leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps other women find this empowering community. Until next time, always remember, you are more than your infertility.